My name is Sandra and I'm from Austria. Our SYNGAP child Leon is now 4 years old. We would sacrifice everything to try a therapy that could help Leon. As a parent, it is unbearable to watch Leon suffer and not be able to help him. Watching him suffer and self-harm every day and night is the worst torture imaginable. Regardless of the therapy option available, we would be willing to try it. We are desperate to have a therapy that could help him and our family. His condition impacts our lives in every way. Therapy for his sleep problems would help prevent him from waking up screaming up to 20 times at night or being awake for hours at night several times a week. Our family currently sleeps separately across the house to ensure at least some of us each night get some sleep. We have already spent thousands of dollars on sleep support. We also tested 6 different medications. Some had the opposite effect and made him bright and cheerful in the middle of the night. Others made him so tired that he couldn't walk straight until midday the next day. One medication made his seizures twice as bad as usual. It is so frustrating that it is not possible with today's medical resources to help a 4-year-old sleep better. Therapy for the intestinal problems would help prevent him from having intestinal cramps every day and constantly needing enemas. Leon can often not do his business for several days. His belly gets bigger and bigger, making him more uncomfortable and frustrated. Due to his weak oral muscles, he can't drink without swallowing a lot of air. When he is constipated, he cries a lot and bites us for what appears to be no reason. He then has a lot of whine, which gives us the clue that his stomach has been causing him pain. Eventually, when his stomach is absolutely full, he has events which feel like total emptying. I would like to spare you details, but let me say that he needs new clothes from top to bottom and has to be bathed. We have taken him to hospital 3 times because of his digestive problems. They put tubes in his bottom, tubes in his esophagus, in his nose, and it took 4 people to hold him down. It was one of the worst medical interventions for me. As so often, he stretched out his arms for us to help. He choked and struggled for air. As he can't speak, he could not call for help. As he is mentally handicapped, he could not understand why we, his parents, his protectors, hold him tight and don't help him. We have tried several medications. The clinic has now informed us that they don't see any possibility of helping Leon with digestive issues. Presumably due to the poor condition of his intestine, Leon has now also developed allergies. Again, we are powerless to help him and watch him suffer. Leon suffers from reflex epilepsy, triggered by noise. If we had a medication which would reduce these seizures, he wouldn't fall over 70 times a day, cry bitterly, have spots and open wounds all over his body. It would mean that his little sister could be in the room with him again, maybe even play with him. Currently, every loud word from his little sister triggers a seizure. He could go to kindergarten for more than an hour because he wouldn't be completely overstimulated. If we found a medication that helped his seizures, he would then be spared all of the trial and errors in testing all of the epilepsy drugs on him. He would no longer be like a laboratory rat. We know from other families that sometimes up to 7 medications have to be tried with massive side effects, often only to reduce the number of attacks, not to stop them. A lot of people with SYNGAP have intractable epilepsy. We put Leon on a ketogenic diet. With this diet, he is only allowed to eat very few carbohydrates and the main ingredient is fat. The ketogenic diet is known to achieve good results in epilepsy. When we first started the diet, it took his body over 2 months to adjust. He vomited, couldn't walk and cried a lot. Unfortunately, it didn't help his epilepsy. 3 months ago, we started on a new epilepsy medication. Unfortunately, he has still about 30 seizures a day and because of his new medication, he is also very sleepy and wobbly on his feet. Even a therapy for speaking would completely change his life and bring him a much better quality of life. He wants to speak but can't get the words out of his mouth. It clearly annoys him because he then cries and often becomes aggressive. To communicate, all he can do is point and make noises and cry. You can imagine how frustrating it is for him, especially as he is subjected to so much pain and suffering. We would like to thank you and hope so much that the torture our children and family endure will find some relief one day. Thank you.